welcome back to my channel. Today I have a monthly May message for all of the Sagittariuses out in the collective. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it will not resonate with every single Sagittarius out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and a spiritual essence coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week right here on this channel. Without further ado, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get right into your monthly message. All right, Sagittarius, you know the drill. This is going to be a 9-card draw, so let's get shuffling. What information and what insight can you offer Sagittarius this month, Spirit? What information and what insight can you offer Sagittarius this month? What information and what insight can you offer? I'm trying to avoid it from falling. I apologize. Okay, Sagittarius, you are at the 4 of Swords. So a lot of you are really needing to take a rest. Maybe some of you are on a rest period. Maybe some of you are doing some healing. There's a lot of reflection time that is currently going on right now. So this is where a lot of you currently are. Maybe this has something to do with, balancing out your emotions, healing from past trauma and pain. So I feel that the month of May, because this is really about, maybe for some of you, it's really about healing some, some karmic, like family karmic cycles that are needing to be healed here. That's kind of one of the things that I'm picking up here. But I want to point out that the 4 of Swords is really about learning to be reflective, right? Like understand, swords truly represents our thoughts and our beliefs and our mind. And I feel like a lot of you are just needing to sort of be in this space where you reflect on how your thinking is really progressing. Do you feel that it's getting better? Are you being loving towards yourself? So that's kind of one of the things I'm picking up. Like, don't be so cutthroat with yourself, right? Understand that, this is really about choosing to respond to a situation from a very intellectual perspective and very much an intuitive perspective, and not letting your emotions get the best of you. It's really about finding that balance, understanding that, you have control of how you respond and not how you react. So, interesting how this is coming up. Okay, first card up represents where you currently are. And so, as I said, you are at the 4 of Swords here, Sagittarius. So this is really about needing to sort of take a step back, allowing yourself to be reflective. What kind of life are you really wanting to live? Understand how, understand that, the things that were said to you, and are you repeating some of those things in your mind? Are some of those based off of beliefs, right? It's really about understanding that when you can truly align with your inner heart, you understand that how you control your emotions and how you respond to situations is really an inside job. It's not an outside job, right? The outside doesn't really affect us unless we allow it to affect us. And a lot of us don't really truly understand that concept. So where you currently are is you're in this reflective state where you're really needing to just focus. Allow yourself the time to rest and to heal, because I do feel like you are healing from a lot of karmic, like it's a lot of like family karmic cycles that are currently being healed within you. And it's just showing up in a very different way. I want to point out here, like there's a lot of information here, Sagittarius. I want to point out that it's really about your intuition, really sort of taking the lead here, because it's helping you understand that your emotions have really gotten the best of you for a long time, and you never really knew how to not be an emotional person. And what's interesting is that you might feel like you are an emotional person, or you might feel like you are an empath, but the reality is that you're not, because intellectually, you know that there are certain things and certain ways on how you should be responding to certain situations, but it's like, you're not I feel that what's transpiring is the reason why you are constantly reacting to certain situations emotionally is because your internal waters, your internal emotions are in complete chaos. And so that is what is reflecting outside of you. So this is the reason why we always tell you to go within, to do that introspection, because everything that is inside of you is reflected outside of you. So it's important that you learn how to calm the waters within. So that way, when your waters are calm within, what's reflected outside of you will be calm, right? So this is where you currently are. And I feel it's really about you learning how you need to be a little bit more consistent towards your efforts on how you are, communicating with yourself and how you're talking to yourself and what are the beliefs that you really have, like really focusing in on that and allowing your intuition to just take the lead here. So what is your theme? Your theme is the King of Cups. And I love this because and I just said it, it's, the king is very much in his space, in his center, in his heart. He comes from a very loving, heart-centered space. He's in control of his own emotions. He knows that he recognizes that in order for his outside reality to be calm and soothing, he has to go within himself to find that calm and that soothingness within. He has to calm the storm from within. He doesn't allow the outside sources around him to sway him in any way because he's in control, right? He's in control. And that is what your theme is. And I feel this is what you're going to really be learning here. Now, what are you accomplishing? You have the Three of Swords. And again, I really felt that with this Four of Swords, the King of Cups, and this Three of Cups, it's really about, the Three of Swords, it's really about, healing from all of the disappointment and the sorrow and all the pain, past previous beliefs, karmic cycles, all that stuff. I really feel that's what's coming to an end. And I do want to point out here that it's no surprise to me right here, Sagittarius, that you're kind of in this space where you're being very reflective and you're doing a lot of internal healing because, in April on the 16th, we had a full moon. And on the 30th of April, we had the new moon. So I really feel that you're really bringing in this type of energy here that is really going to be very healing in a lot of ways here, Sagittarius. So I really feel that you're going to be doing a lot of healing and a lot of balance work, which I think is really great for you. Now, what do you need to avoid? Okay, you have the High Priestess here. Now, I feel that what you're particularly needing to avoid is being stuck in seeing things from a very limited view. The High Priestess, notice that there is no roof above her head. So that means that has unlimited source, unlimited potential. She has the capability to create and to see things both in the physical reality and in the non-physical reality, right? Both in the seen and the unseen world. And so I feel that what you're needing to avoid is avoid getting stuck. Okay? Avoid getting stuck in the seen world, because I feel like a lot of times there's this phrase, and I don't know why this phrase is coming up, but I feel like I need to say this. Seeing is believing, right? What I love about the High Priestess here is that the High Priestess doesn't need to see it to believe it. Because the moment that the High Priestess tunes in to her own inner intuition, she can see it. She might not be able to physically touch it, but she can see it in her mind's eye. And I feel this is what you're needing to avoid. Avoid getting into this trap of seeing is believing, right? Because how we make things become a reality. How we truly manifest things is how we truly feel about them. And it's really about tuning into the emotion, to the exhilaration, to the anticipation of creating it in our mind's eye and then watching it come to life in reality. Okay? Now, what do you need to embrace? Queen of Swords. Okay? Again, this is about embracing your intellect and your intuition, not letting your emotions get the best of you or take control of you, right? Whenever you're making any decisions this month, Sagittarius, this is really about, being open to receiving in so many different ways, but also standing firm and in your power, knowing that you can cut out anything that no longer serves you for your highest good at any time, because why? Because you're in control, right? You're not going to let outside sources manipulate you or sway you, understanding that you are going to tune into your heart center. And when you're tuned into your heart center, you're tuned into your intuition. And it's really about the intuition and having that bird's eye view that ultimately shows you, I know this is not good for me, so I need to cut this out, right? So this is what you need to embrace. Now, what is the obstacle you're going to face? You have the Five of Cups here, and I feel that the obstacle really here is going to be, you sort of reminiscing on the past, right? Because I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of healing here. A lot of things from your past are going to be coming up, right? You're going to be crying over, past losses, things that you've lost, things that you've grieved, all that kind of stuff, things that didn't pan out for you, or things that didn't really weren't successful for you, right? All of the things that didn't turn out, right? And I want to point out here that this is really the obstacle, because I feel a lot of times when that happens, when we do a lot of healing, when we do a lot of reflection work, we sometimes get stuck in the pain. We get stuck in the sorrow. And this is what I want to point out here, okay? In the traditional tarot, the Five of Cups, the man is standing over 3 cups that have spilled over, right? So he's spilled his wine, pretty much, right? He's crying over the spilled wine, but he fails to recognize that behind him are 2 cups that he still has. He still has 2 cups that he can ultimately pick up and continue forward on his path. And so this is what I want you to sort of remember, okay? Here, Sagittarius, don't get stuck in the past. Do not get stuck in the past. Do not remember the stories that we tell. We become the stories that we tell. So don't get caught up in the what ifs. Don't get caught up in, maybe my life would have been different if XYZ. No. You need to learn to accept your life the way that it is. Accept the circumstances and the situations and how they panned out. Accept it all, and understand that you still have more. You just have to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. So don't get stuck here, okay? Now, what is your support? You have a new adventure coming in with this Page of Wands. So this could be a new job. This could be a new career, a new life. Maybe you're moving, anything like that, travel, that kind of stuff. I really want to point out here that this is your support, right? This is what is going to keep you from getting stuck in all of the sorrow and the disappointment from the past, okay? So I really want you to really understand that. Look forward to tomorrow, right? If you had a day where it completely sucked and it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, leave it behind. What happened yesterday stays in yesterday. Focus on today. Every day that you wake up, it is a brand new day. It's a brand new day for you to focus on the things that make you happy, that make you smile, that bring you joy. Start really making a gratitude list, listing all the things that you are grateful for. Those are the things you need to focus on. Start dreaming, right? Really focusing on what's in front of you. Now, what is your support? What is your what action steps do you need to take? You have the Six of Pentacles. And I love this because this is really talking about your energy, the efforts, everything that you're working towards. It's about an equal give and take. So if you're not really giving enough to yourself, then guess what? You need to start giving enough to yourself. And I want to point this out here, because when I'm looking at this center, line right here, I see the King of Cups, the Queen of Swords with the Six of Pentacles. What that really tells me here, Sagittarius, is that if you're expecting other people to give to you and you're not giving to yourself, there's a very big imbalance here. And, you're needing to give to yourself just as much as other people give to you. And I feel like part of the imbalance here is that, it isn't someone else's responsibility to fulfill certain things in your life. You have to be willing to fulfill those certain things for yourself. So understand that your action this month is really about equal give and take. It's really about really evaluating and reflecting the energy. Where are you putting your energy? Are you giving enough energy to all of the little things that are important in your life? And if not, how can you change that? How can you make that better? How can you start divvying up some of your time to all of the little buckets that you have lined up for yourself? And if you don't have a list of what your top priorities are, then that is where you start making a list of all your top priorities, and then start figuring out how you can start divvying up some of your energy and your efforts into all of those little buckets, so that you can start balancing out your time and your energy. Okay. Now, what is your advice and your encouragement? The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So this is kind of the message I'm seeing here. I feel that you're wanting sort of you want to move into this new direction here, Sagittarius, right? And right now you're kind of been put on pause. You're kind of in this space where you're just sort of told to rest and reflect. Okay. But here's the thing. Understand that how you are giving of your time, right? Even though you're in a pause state, it doesn't mean that you stop working on yourself. It means that you need to continue working on yourself, right? Because the more that you continue to do that, the more you start building towards your future, your legacy. The Knight of Pentacles is a very consistent energy, and it's a very loyal energy. So how loyal are you being to yourself and your future? Understand, remember what I said. It's not someone else's responsibility to give to you. And I feel a lot of people, what happens is they get into this trap where they feel that Spirit needs to give me X, Y, Z, but I'm not going to take any action towards it. That is not how it works here, Sagittarius. That is really not how it works. You have to be willing to take action, right? How are you also building towards your legacy, towards your vision, towards your dreams? That's really what has to transpire. And your advice and your encouragement is that you need to embody the Knight of Pentacles. He is very consistent and very loyal. He is always giving to his dreams, his visions, his goals. He is doing what he needs to do, because the more that he loves and he nurtures the things that he is trying to build and create, the more it's going to reward him in the future. Now, I want to point out that the Knight of Pentacles isn't about something coming very quickly. The Knight of Pentacles is about consistent long-term energy. I'm talking about long-term goals. When I see a Knight of Pentacles, it's really about the legacy that you leave behind to your children. So understand that, every seed that you drop, every seed that you drop. And I feel that because what you're doing here with all of this healing and this cleansing with this karmic cycles and all this stuff, ancestral cleaning, what I feel is really going on here for you, Sagittarius. Understand that the more internal work that you do, the more balancing out that you do, those are the seeds that you are planting for your future lineage. Okay, so this is your message here, Sagittarius, and I feel it's a beautiful message. Let's go ahead and draw one additional card from the Lightworker Oracle deck so that we can see what additional information Spirit has for you this month. What additional information and insight can you offer Sagittarius this month, Spirit? What additional information and insight can you offer Sagittarius this month? Additional information and insight can you offer Sagittarius this month? Okay, I'm going to take the one that popped out, not these. Let's see. Okay. Love this. Okay, you have number 34. Hold your center. This is an absolutely beautiful card. And I feel this is going to talk a little bit about this King of Cups and this Queen of Swords. It's really about being in that heart-centered space, not really letting outside sources trigger you emotionally. So let's see what number 34, Hold Your Center, says. Hold your center. Have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries, to find your ground, firmly place your feet there, and do not move. Feel your feet anchoring you like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. You are learning to trust in your own instincts, to take your own journey without comparison to the life path of another. There is no need to become disheartened or distracted by comparisons or judgments. The earth needs your light, which can only come from you. You will offer so much less if you try to make it match your beauty to what you perceive to be the beauty of another. Many souls who are different and unique were not understood, acknowledged, and valued for whom they were as children. Instead, they were encouraged to conform, to change, to be other than their true self in order to be loved. This can be a hard pattern to break, yet the time is here for you to love and honor yourself as yourself. You are beautiful. You do not need to change for another. You certainly do not need to change for the divine. You are being encouraged instead to distill your essence to become even more of you. Hold your center now and do not be rattled by any other through intimidation, confrontation, doubt, jealousy, or fear. To hold your center means you accept your innate value and worth, your right to exist and thrive, and accept the love that created you as you in order to fulfill your divine destiny. This oracle brings you confirmation. You are on the right path. You do not need to collapse into fear or doubt to ease old guilt or make others more comfortable. It is not selfish or hard of you to be strong. You can hold yourself in high esteem and be gentle and loving to others, whilst absolutely refusing to accept any behavior, belief, or attitude of another that would tear you down or cast you into doubt or self-hatred. As part of your spiritual training, your soul learned to be open, to receive guidance and channel healing. This is what you needed to do. This is what you needed to be able to do to function as a healer, channel, and light worker. You had to be sensitive, receptive, and open. Now is the time to balance that with resilience, strength, and even some divine stubbornness. Refusing to give up on who you are whilst remaining open to guidance is the balance of loving wisdom necessary to grow yourself as a divinely unique individual in a world that often fears true individuality, simply because it cannot be easily controlled. Holding your center doesn't mean that you no longer surrender. Instead, you consciously choose to surrender into divine love and grow more empowered. Sagittarius, this is your beautiful message, and I absolutely love how that message really speaks about everything that we talked about in your tarot cards this month. I want to thank you so much, Sagittarius, for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.